Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final game of the day. There's been some great CS, some epic games, lots of overtime. But at this point, the final matchup of the day, it's week 2, day 1 right now. We have another Brazilian derby for you. It's going to be Furia versus Luminosity Gaming. Now, we've seen Luminosity plenty of times. We've had plenty of outings from them. I haven't casted many Furia games. Do you guys have much intel? Are they kind of similar sort of vibe? Lots of firepower, lots of flair? And
they were at a major.
Okay, that's why I didn't cast any of their games, though.
I bought some stickers.
Oh, nice. Tell me more.
The hollow ones.
Oh, that,
they change colour.
I meant more about the team.
They change colour when you move around.
Stickers are cool.
I haven't seen, well, it's the first time they've played an ECS, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's going to be a journey of discovery.
That's the
there
one
were plenty of Luminosity players on the Brazilian team we just saw move through to the next sector, like Yell and so on. Obviously, I guess with certain players joining that team, he didn't really have the role he wanted anymore, but they were a team who I would say like 2 years ago had the kind of issues that we saw on the T side just now.
Sure.
I think that there seems to be shortcomings tactically for Luminosity as well. For Furia, I would expect them to be a stronger team.
Well, at least we have talent in buckets and spades on the server right now. It's going to be an explosive one. There should be some incredible moments, some individual skill displayed. That's what Brazilian CS has always been known for. We kick things off in Inferno, overpass, and then train if required. If anything's to go by today, it probably will be required. It seemed to be a long drawn-out affair, these best of threes, but I'm sure it would all be a lot of fun. I need to do predictions. Now, Dan, you haven't had a good day with them. It hasn't been your best. I'm going to start with you. I'm going to bring the board up now.
Yeah.
And we'll let you go first. And you do have your option to change your mind, but bear in mind, every time you've done that, it's gone wrong. This is brought to you by Pinnacle.com and Daniel Kapadia going first.
I'm going to go with Furia because I know too much about Luminosity and not enough about Furia.
Okay, so you've witnessed enough atrocities from Luminosity to see it go wrong. Okay, James Bardoff, what you got?
The thing is, you don't know with a domestic matchup. I'm picking Furia though.
Okay, Sliggy.
Furia as well.
Oh, wow, we got three. Follow my lead.
I will go with I will go for Luminosity just to have
by example. So
they have one fan. I'll go with Luminosity and hope they can bring a big performance here today. That's our predictions. We'll have a look at the fan predictions as well, and I'm sure this will be actually quite difficult to call.
LG, 203 days now since we could draw on the map.
Oh, you would be wrong, Dan. You'd be mistaken. That legendary status. And Furia has taken 81% of the vote. So there we go.
There we go.
We can also bring the odds in as well and have a look at what Pinnacle.com have provided for that. So Furia are the heavy favourites. So I'm rooting for the underdog here, and I'm fine with that. And let's see if we get an upset coming in. We're almost ready for the game, ladies and gentlemen. We've made our predictions. We've got the odds in. We've heard from you. And if you do want to get involved as well, the social media is there. Hashtag ECS7, Twitter, Instagram. No MySpace anymore. We have to delete that account, I think. You shut it down, right?
You know, they migrated servers recently and they lost like 100 million music tracks.
Oh, dear. Yeah. That's all gone wrong, hasn't it?
That was the only thing they had on the website in the first place.
Music, some tunes.
Sorry, guys, lost all the content, which is what... I can't speak English. Just never mind.
It's been a long day. It's all right.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for this one.
Can't do it anymore.
Dan, do you have a MySpace account? I don't think you ever did you?
I did.
I bet he did. Of course he
I
did.
never had one. I never, ever had one. Tell us more about yours.
You, of all people.
I'm surprised you don't have one.
Wasn't cool until about age 20,
I did it because everyone else did it. I was like, this is actually terrible. I just go back to playing Quake, thanks.
Yeah, so you wasn't that interested in it. Didn't have anything. What was the song on your...
I didn't. There
was no song.
Customize it to that extent.
I had a GeoCities website.
Oh, actually, I think I had Renegades of Funk.
That's not bad. Bit of Rage Against the Machine. Yeah. That's a nice choice. Can't argue with that. It's not a bad one. You had a GeoCities site on what? What was it specializing in? There's always a...
Hacking.
Hacking?
Yeah.
You would have a hack.
Script kiddie.
Allegedly.
Copy and paste.
Only on my own servers, in a LAN environment.
Okay, so more of a white hat hacker. Perhaps.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just making sure you're doing your powers for good.
Purely legal.
Yeah, all right.
Ethical hacking.
Sounds like we're good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the final best of 3 of the day. Furia versus LG. And we're off. It's Furia on the CT side. I'm excited for this one, boys. To see if Luminosity... Oh, go on, quick.
The Furia logo, another reason to vote for them is it looks like the Thundercats.
It does.
Logo.
And a bit like I Buy Power, I suppose. So there's that as well.
Thundercats.
Excellent. Furia will be on the CT side right then. Lots of players that I haven't seen too much of. Queserato, yes, I have. So this will be interesting. I didn't watch as much of the major as I normally would. I did buy the stickers though.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they don't snuff up this pistol round. Let's see if they can hold this. They've got a nice presence. 4 players ready to receive this top mid push. And yes, it's looking rather good, isn't it? It's looking rather good. Arts will be pushing forwards as he gets trapped. And it will be the rest of his teammates now to start pushing the issue. But this is beautiful that with one simple balcony flank has really made all the difference. Just Vinny left here. What can Vinny accomplish? He's got the 2 hyphens there, the dash for style points. It's creeping. It's all about headshots. Has a smoke. He can smoke the bomb. There's 1 play available to him. There it is. Spots 1. Can he get onto the site? If he gets that kill on the site, he can start working those angles from that side onto the pit. And, well, it's not to be. Round will go to Luminosity. And we'll get the force buy from Furia, I would imagine. The Inferno force buy, pretty damn good. And there it is. Ooh, the Nova. Yes, that's pretty legit.
Well, it's weird that we're just suddenly seeing more Nova. But I guess, actually, no, maybe it's not weird, because I'm thinking the changes onto other guns, but I'm forgetting the economy change, so... Although it's not really relevant for this particular scenario, but anyway.
What is it, 1,000 now?
No, I don't think any changes were made to the Nova. The Mag 7 was made 1,300. The Sword Off has improved range. I forget the rest if there's anything else for shotguns. Well then, Luminosity, of course, will take this slow to wait out any grenades, although there are plenty more for the CT side.
Wouldn't recommend that, personally. That is trying to get the style points going for Shores. The shotgun also not finding its mark, as it's now just Kershirato left. And he will be struggling to hold that by himself if they do decide, Luminosity, to push that all the way through onto the site. They're just holding right now and just chilling. Just waiting to see if there is another, overextension from a Furia player. And it's a shame, actually, that they all died there. They had smokes. I think one of them had a smoke still. We can see a smoke is still on Able as well. There's 30 seconds left in the round. They are rotating into A. Smoke down on default. That is actually a huge problem. They don't have time to go back to B. And that smoke is... this is going to be really problematic. Oh my goodness, there's a chance here, James.
Big numbers. There's time to clear this out. There's absolutely time. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Tar very much.
Yeah. I guess everyone sort of just hiding on the site was a problem in the end. We'll see perhaps a selection of HEs purchased here to bombard down banana, down mids. Art, come on. Come on, man. Oh. Let's see if they can make this work. It's classic strat nuke T-ramp. Doesn't really work out too well. Almost no damage done whatsoever. I think was it the Vanguard that we saw doing incredible work with the grenades?
Yes, it was. They triple nade. Was it triple nade Astralis?
I think so, yeah.
On Monster of Overpass?
On Overpass, yeah. But there was another team. Who else got a triple nade? I forget who it was. We saw another one, I think. Either way, that will fall flat on its face and very quickly run to the bite. This game is already going at a much faster pace than the previous one. But we're only a few rounds in. Art on the AWP.
3 players will start towards the B bomb site for Furia. There's the smoke through the molly. Peaks got slowed down by some grenade damage. Waiting for a peek now. It seems to be a flashbang, easily avoided. Doesn't hit the shot though. And Art will have to fall back. It's Keserato who's rotating towards the A bomb site with a smoke in hand. So we'll see how this plays out. Smoke in the middle of banana. Neck is... Whoa, this is glorious! He's still alive. How? 20 HP. More grenades flying through, and he's forced away.
Well, 1 minute to go. Art down to 19. Needs to make something of this orb, but he will be smoked off. Perhaps a timely shot through the smoke. Oh, I thought is he gonna fire at some point? He's still staring through the smoke. No. Okay. Well, he's got teammates shuffling around. It looks like Art is rotating away from B as the push is coming in. So they misread this completely. They thought that it was a fake, and it was nothing of the sort, but the bomb still needs to go down, so there is time to get a rotation. There's still 2 players waiting in pit, James. They're still in pit. There's 3 players around construction.
Oh,
and
wow.
they're only just rotating now.
That is
That's a colossal
very
misread.
late. I don't know if that's something to do with Lucas, who's just rotating off of the mid position at the moment. But there's a lot of work to do here for Furia. They have the man advantage, but no one has a kit. Not a single player has a kit, so that is actually going to be quite a problem. Lucas turns around just too late, really, and they're all going to get wiped out in quick succession. So there will be time after all for Furia, and they only lose a single player in all that madness.
That's one of the weirdest retakes I've seen, just because Furia completely think it's a fake on B. Are rotating someone out as the bomb is running into their bomb site. They're rotating their opera away. And he's in CT spawn when the bomb starts to get planted. Bomb's planted, still 2 players sitting in the pit on A. And they somehow retake the bomb site, only losing a single player. With no kits, get a full defuse comfortably. Very, very strange scenes here on the B bomb site of Inferno. Now we'll see. Oh, sitting in the Molotov. You gotta get out of the Molotov! Oh, what's going on? This is it's like Bizarro World all over again. Okay, well, that orb can be recovered. Oh dear, that's not really how it's supposed to go on Banana. Luminosity now gearing up for an attack into the top middle position. And at this point, Furia are in a lot of trouble. Pace is kept on high here. Luminosity looks like they just want to walk in, and they're going to do exactly that. Mornay's coming in. I think that's a defensive incendiary. Yuri able to play with the smoke on the side. Able completely blind. Re-peeking now. Gets some assistance from Yuri. Jumps up on the box. That's beautiful teamwork coming in from him. 3K. That is stunning stuff. And now it's just down to Lucas. He'll re-smoke Moto quickly as he gets now time and space to plant the bomb. As he now waits as well for the remainder of Furia to go for the retake. But he's actually, I don't want to say this is favorable, but there's a good chance that he can make this work with the AK-47. 30 bullets to go, fully reloaded. Not anymore, but gets the first one. No response, trying to close the distance. Commits, and Kashirato will eat him alive. It was a pretty good effort. I would say that's BM, but everyone just does it now, so it's like standard. We've got to find a new way to BM. We've got to find a new way to do it now. I'm not impressed by this anymore. So, we get the double defuse here, which means the bombs are going down for Luminosity as the lost bonus is building. And then here is this excellent play from Yuri. This completely saved the day. I think there's a lot of players that sort of sit in their position, you know, waiting for them, you know, for the bomb site itself to get pushed through the smoke, but he just says screw it, jumps up in the box, takes matters into his own hands, and that gave them a really solid chance. Run boost into the peak. Lined up very well by Art. He's going to go down second mid as well, seeing what he can find, looking away for the flash. That has gone awfully wrong again. Let's not forget the previous round where Art also just burned alive in a Molotov. He's not having a good time with it, is he? So another 4 versus 5 to start things off on Inferno CT side of Fury. For Fury. That's just suboptimal. Luminosity have the run of the map. Fury is stacking 3 towards the A bomb site. That's one way to manage it, but it's very difficult if you don't have forward presence on Banana to have the info to drop a smoke. So Vinny's going to be able to drop that smoke in time, it looks like. And that will delay things here for the rotation to come in. And Luminosity have enough time that they can actually wait out the smoke, execute into the site, or they can actually double back towards the A bomb site as well still. And Furia will have no idea really how to read the situation. It's just a massive gamble. But okay, where is the trade fragger? He's so far out there. Nekis had no one with him as he moved into the bomb site, gives up a free kill and shows the hand here for the rotation to begin coming in. Furia set up to actually defend this, you'd imagine, but just improper angles for them. Can Abel find it though? No.
Maybe not, Dan. Bomb will be planted. And it looks like Luminosity have a huge advantage, even more so now, as Keserato will have to do whatever he can. He doesn't have much to work with here, but there's a frag. 2 versus 1 now, Bolts and Henny to defend. They have no utility, but neither does Keserato. He'll be holding towards the ruins, making a lot of noise. Can't exactly operate with stealth at this point. Has to try and find exactly where they are. He knows the player's on the bomb site, but where is the second? He's actually a banana. Even if he nails his first kill, there's still a bomb to defuse, and there's no reason to face until he actually touches it. So there should be a locked-in round for Henny, as he does guarantee it while he's crossing the bomb site there. Luminosity finding 4. On their T side of Inferno now, Furia completely wrecked financially. They will have to go down to just $2,000. And that's just like, that's the worst possible place to be. It's not quite enough to justify the force right now. And it's also not enough to really do a partial buy with at all. So you're just like, we have to take a full eco. And that's exactly what they do. Zeus, a couple of flashes, 5-7 for Vinny. And it looks like they're going to try and push a B after the flashbang, I would imagine. Abel's going to be throwing it from coffins.
Yes, so far the nation shenanigans on these saves have not worked out well for Furia. Perhaps this flashbang can be the money. They will lose their only presence towards the A bomb site. Art's having a very bad start so far.
Where's the push?
Just mow them all down. Doesn't matter what color shirt they're wearing, just get rid of him.
Well, this is actually a very expensive round. They don't necessarily have to be part of this fight, but looking for the final kill, Henny's going to nail it. And there's a lot of corpses residing on the cobbled streets of Inferno there. It's going to be 5-2 though. Luminosity do win the eco. They lose a couple of players in the process. Henny could afford the AWP if he so wishes. We'll see if that's the case as we get into the next round. Doesn't need it. T-side of Inferno very early on, especially with the finances of Furia being so low, it's unlikely they have the AWP, so it's understandable. He doesn't bring it out, wants to keep the money strong for himself. He'll still have 3,700 in reserve, can drop a weapon if required, and he can see Art. He'll have just the UMP, opting for more utility here than firepower. Vinny, this is brave. You can see players make this move with the AWP. He's got right down there with the AUG though, extinguishing the flames. Successful. He has full control now. And Art will be battling as the flashbangs come through. Perfect weapon for close range, gets the first. And his teammate backs him up from Boiler as well. Great stuff. Still not over yet, but that might confirm it. 5 versus 2, Bolts and Henny. Not a whole lot to do here. There's a frag here, surely towards the bedroom, but no. Denied by Art. They're looking for the clean sweep here, and Bolts. That's all he really can deny at this point. If he takes a player down with him, at least that's something. Not going to happen though, and it will be Furia bouncing right back there on a difficult buy as well. So they're going to have tons of money now. Get all the grenades they need. Pushing them towards second middle in the apartment with that banana presence. And it works out very nicely indeed. Art, like I said, perfect weapon for the job. Gets the first back up towards the apartment as well. Making sure he couldn't be backstabbed was great. This kill, can't believe he nailed this one. Great stuff.
Yes, definitely some redemption for Art. He was getting completely boned with that AWP. And everyone was trying to go for those plays at the beginning of the rounds. And eventually we'll see him on it again. But it's good to build up your confidence with that rifle for now. And you'll see the apartment take coming in straight away from Luminosity. And we've got Yuri and Abel as the most proximus defenders on the A site for Furia. The arch support coming in from Art. My brain just got all confused.
It's getting there, Dan, don't worry.
Yeah.
There's only so much that little brain can take, and
yes.
We might be getting there.
Well, Yuri's snuffed it up, and Steel's going to take that frag all day.
Ooh, Abel though, completely wrecked by the flashbangs. You can see the assists coming in from Nekis, and they actually have full control at the side. I think that's a save already. This is going to be another one of those long, drawn-out battles. I can feel it, like no one's going to edge too far in the lead. But Luminosity are doing a fantastic job so far of keeping themselves afloat. here on the T side of Inferno. Furia will save 3 rifles and basic utility as Yuri and Abel are dropped. The C's at a close range can be extremely detrimental to its opponents, as Henny is in prime position to shut down any saving CTs who are all residing on the B-bomb side right now. There is no utility on the T side, but there's plenty of aim. Henny's going to try and demonstrate some of that now. Spots player towards coffins. Doesn't take too much damage. He's fine with that. Hasn't got any real backup here. Looks like they're going to allow these players to survive. As we'll see the bomb go off. 5 up for Luminosity, 3 for Furia. They have got plenty of cash. Remember, they won the last round of a clean sweep, so they have got money there. 6-3. Luminosity certainly not the favourites, according to us, and the fan vote, and the odds. It was all stacked against them. But we'll see if Furia can start to wake up. Inferno, not going too well for them now.
I mean, I think they really lost momentum when they gave up at the beginning of 2 rounds in a row. Art just died straight away. One, he burned in a Molotov for no reason, and then the second time he pushed second mid and just died with an AWP as well. So with this AWP now, he's got a lot of making up to do to make sure that they don't give away the opening kill, and he goes down again at the beginning of the rounds with the AWP. Oh god, it's happened 3 times.
Oh wow,
that's the 3rd time it's happened.
It's not ideal, is it?
Oh wow, that's one of those things that's gonna start playing in your mind. He's the AWPer, but maybe he's gonna start not picking up the AWP now because he's just like, oh, I just feel bad in this match when I try to go for plays.
I feel bad, guys.
I get wrecked, you know.
I'm letting you down.
Yeah. So that's one of those spots where your team has to build you up as well. You know, hopefully you have a good team that's going to be able to help say, yes, it's all right, it's all right.
It's all right, man. You got this. It's all good. Now, unfortunately, they can't really stray too far away from the battle plan. They can't just say, well, you're not AWPing anymore. That's not really a solution.
Yeah, that's true.
But I understand what you mean. Yeah, at some point, you're just like, maybe we'll just go with the rifles instead. We'll just see what can be done and maybe rectify this in the next map. Either way, it is still a 4-4. It was Vinny that brought them back into some sort of favour, but that is such a wild peak on 10 HP. You're firing off an AUG, and honestly, if you had a silence M4, I'd allow it. But the fact you're firing off an AUG that makes a lot of sound and attracts a lot of attention, it could all fall apart very quickly. It's what's happening for Furia right now. 3 versus 2, and I think there's a T player tucking spawn as well. That's going to be Steel, holding by the tree for now, and a lot of noise around him. Could swing out and negate the check. It doesn't look like it'll matter either way. He'll definitely peek now here in the footsteps of the retreat. He'll be punished for it. Abel J with 1 kill in the round, but he will save. I'll spare the chickens. At least do that.
Interesting. I've seen some interesting stuff in this game so far. But Luminosity do look like they are decisively taking the lead. And it is those opening advantages going away immediately. It really creates a really big problem because, I mean, anyone who's played Inferno CD side, you know the pressure. You know, when you lose that first player, the pressure that you feel. And part of the reason you feel that pressure is because it's very difficult to push and take away map control. On a Mirage or a Cache, you know, you have options. You can push something. You can push, you know, in apartments. You push the A ramp on Mirage, whatever it is. Push the lockers on Cache. Or there's just so many options. But on this map, you're kind of starved for information. And not only that, are the pushes difficult? If you just gamble stack something, you're wrong. The rotations are so far. So you have to somehow figure it out. It's very gambly. Doesn't feel good. So hopefully, he's got the AWP again. Let's see if he can make a better go of things. So he goes back to Banana. He's moving around a lot. And this is the Molotov which he died in previously.
That hasn't worked out at all. No. So they didn't extinguish the flames. They've been double naded. They've lost the AWP. Vinny's gone down to 6 HP. Oh, God.
Oh, no. That's
it couldn't have actually... I couldn't have designed a round that could go any worse than that.
That is just
everything that could have gone wrong has happened.
I feel really bad, man, because I mean, you can't really fault him for that one.
No, yeah, it's just the fact the smoke was a little bit too deep and everything just fell apart. Double naded. Both of them took like 170 damage of naded. Yeah.
And, well played, Luminosity. Well played.
But yeah, we're focusing on more the art situation. He does keep dying every round, but at the same time, Luminosity's great job preempting it. And let's just have a look at that again. So the smoke doesn't extinguish anything. Just to know that. Then the grenade, they're focused on that. I think they're both discussing. The flames are still there. What do we do? And then the nades rain in. No. Down they go. And This is a difficult one to get yourself out of. Lovely replay, by the way. We really captured the moment there with the smoke, did nothing, and went right through the flames.
As you say, you know, we don't want to focus negatively on and put Art on the spot. It is one of those facts in CS when, you know, you have the AWP and you're getting that unlucky. It's not too common that you have such a stroke of a mixture of poor luck / you know, a misestimation or two, because I would say that's what, you know, we saw Art just burn alive in a Molotov. That was like I think the first death that he had, and that was just he just didn't move quite quickly enough. He just held the peak a little bit too long, and so it's a misestimation. So that's 4 times the AWP has not gotten a single frag and has died in like the first 15 seconds of the round. So that is catastrophic to your CT side. Back on the full rifle setup just because they're so broke at this point. Hopefully this can go a bit better for them, and they can get a grip of this match, because Luminosity, they're getting too many early advantages.
They certainly are. And this might be another Art. This time with the M4 opens things up. Bounces the flashbang off towards the mid area, but a flurry of frags. That's Luminosity winning another round. This is not slow-paced CS at all. This is very fast.
Compare it to the previous best of 3 we just had.
Yeah.
It looks like we're seeing more Counter-Strike right now. Even though it's faster and it's taking less time, we're seeing more fights, we're seeing more plays, we're seeing more pressure. And it feels like, you know, 2 teams are battling more.
Well, they've shown so much presence towards B the last few rounds. There's been a real problem for them. I know Furia probably boosting their defense on that side of the map. They go for a burst play middle. It's not because they want to keep the game fast. They know they've got them on the ropes financially. There's little chance of them having utility at the very top in terms of incendiaries. So that's a nice call just to make sure they burst up, and nothing really can be done about that. 3 frags found very quickly from Steel, Lucas, and Bolts. Vinny trying to hold on to whatever he's got. Looks like he'll be okay. Just about there, but money starting to run very thin indeed as we get to the 4 saves loss bonus.
6-round lead for Luminosity. Having great success with these bomb plants. It looks good for them. It bodes well. Still time for Furia to recover somewhat in this half, but it has to start now. Maybe with some aggressive flashbang plays later on. They've got 2 UMPs. Yuri just with the CZ, so not looking great. Oh, he's missed his jump, and they've taken significant grenade damage.
You missed the round with significant grenade damage, James.
Yeah, there's been some real questionable moments here, but that's another opening pick for Luminosity. They are just ravishing the opponent right now. As they recover the M4, that's Art upgrading from his SMG, but he is, I guess, alone at this point. Rotation from him actually going back towards A. They're just taking any gambles they can, hoping that Vinny can hold on with the AUG. He has a smoke and a flash and a headshot. That's Bolts going down. At least brings it back to a 4-on-4.
And that's, I think it's been Vinny the last couple of times that's managed to do that. Oh, I think has he actually missed that on the shoulder peak? Has he actually got absolutely no idea about this? Oh, dear God. Oh, no, that is so unlucky. He was peeking very quickly, but somehow Neck is stuck between the gaps, and he's got himself a quick double there. This just round is shut down at this point. Bomb will be collected and ferried over to the B-bomb side. And this feels like a map of CS where if Furia end up losing this map, you just never, like, no one says anything about it, no one analyzes it, you just never speak of it again. Because I feel like there's been 5 or 6 gun rounds where they've given up the first frag in the first 15 seconds, which makes things look very weird. Honestly, that's got to be...
Surprise!
That's got to be a complete anomaly as far as their Inferno game is concerned. We have to assume that.
Well, let's see if it can improve down, because at this stage there's 2 rounds left for the first half, and double digits on the T side does not bode well at all.
I don't think Art's gotten a kill with an AWP yet as well.
Oh, nice. Got a couple. Oh, just the one. Takes Steel down to 4. Quesarata might be to finish it off. Good nade. Doesn't connect. Not quite. So, slight advantage for Fury in the sense Steel's so low. But they are spread thin. You can see there's only 1 player towards B. Smoke doesn't do a whole lot for the T's apart from keep him interested. And now they hold up for any sort of reaction. Flashbang goes in. Oh my goodness, what a shot that is. Full on 180. He is on an absolute tear right now.
He looks very, very, very scary, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Known to be an AWPer primarily. Apparently not too bad with the rifle either. That was very fast and very scary. 2 AWPs to survive as Art and Keserato will be holding right back in the CT spawn. That's one of them removed, and now just Art, who holds all the way, and Romeo will have to just see if he can survive at this point.
The crazy thing is that I feel as though Fury have almost not even shot an AWP in the entire half.
So is he looking to kill people in the pits if they're saving, perhaps? I don't think that's really going to be a
He
big
doesn't have
deal.
a kit. If only he had a kit.
If he's going for exit kills here, they've got like 10k per player. Not sure what impact he's hoping to have. He's checked it, so he's just risking it. I'll survive in the pit, I suppose. It's fine. I thought he was going for Hughes, I think. 2 HP. Dude, that's way too close.
I thought he was going to die.
Imagine if he died then. Can you have like the awkwardness on the...
It would have been fantastic. It would have been a
TeamSpeak.
great day, great way to end the day.
Oh no.
Because when he took that, when I heard that, and he's taking damage, I'm like...
Ooh, that was way too close for comfort.
Oh my days. Okay, an AWP frag on the CT side. The last round of the first half, they can do this.
Let's hope so.
1 AWP kill. Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. How is it that there's always something that Art's getting wrecked by? Nades.
That just means Luminosity are playing good CS.
They are
They're
owning
making
the
things
nades.
uncomfortable. That's what they should be doing.
They're doing such a great job with the nades.
Oh, this
Vinny
is...
waiting for his time. Keserato lining up the flashbang, the glorious flashbang. The flashbang who could. Ooh, he's going to eat one. They will be faster to the trigger. Luminosity. Is there a flash over the roof though? No, just going to eat. Ooh. Try to trade. Keserato willing to go back to the well, harass himself some more. Meanwhile, top mid taken by Furia. Luminosity being thwarted at the moment. There's a kill through the smoke. Henny rather. Ran at boiler position with a big frag. 3v3, 43 seconds left. Oh my god, Ferrari peak!
Henny's just peeking for days as Y peaks. Savage.
He is not going slow, is he?
It feels like he is on rollerblades and everyone else is just... I don't know, man.
Go on.
They have not rollerblades.
They have done.
Not
That's brilliant.
rollerblades.
Well, you've really done well there,
Nice
Dan.
I thought you backed yourself into a corner there.
I wanted to see where it's going over there. We'll take a break and save you from the madness. We'll be right back for the second half.
Try no man, don't play that, don't play that. Been like that since way back, Man roll round and spray that, Man miss you, they spray that. Yo, man pull up, ain't talking a reload. Bust doors, no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Man pull up, ain't talking a reload. Bust doors, no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though.
Cuando yo te vi, sentí que eras para mí. Te quiero descubrir y yo no quiero compartir. Tus ojos brillan fuera de tu control. Cuando yo te vi, sentí que eras para mí hoy. Ay, 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 te voy a enseñar, te voy a silenciar fácil. Quédate un rato.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. First map of the last game of the day. You currently find us at 12-3 in favor of Luminosity. Yes, as they switch over to their CT side of Inferno. Can you believe it? Furia barely put up a fight, couldn't get going, bit of a non-starter in general from them. We have one smoke, one Molotov so far, but 4 players still yet to buy. On the other side of the equation, Luminosity have forced it to Kevlar. 2 flashbangs and a defuse kit, no smoke. So we can see Furia getting themselves ready for a more tactical approach. 2 smokes gives them many options on either bomb site. You normally see if it's a B rush, you'll see an HE thrown into the mix, but P250 for Able J as they throw their weapons around, distributing it out accordingly. K Serato will be the one who has the P250 right now. He's got the smoke, the flashbang. Art, similar story as we get into this one. Molotov suggests they could use that B at the very start. Stop any CT aggression, then double smoke in towards B. One of coffins, one of spawn, 1 flash over. Job's done. Let's see if it pans out that way down. Who knows?
Who knows? Who the hell knows? Do you know?
That's an educated guess from me. That's what I think is going to happen.
Right,
But
well.
it could be way off the mark. And there's the Molotov. That was right. So it stops the CT aggression, pushes them back. Default
well.
elsewhere, but they're not looking like they go towards B.
Spam some shots across. Henny's been on one. He is looking fresh so far today in this Inferno game. I'd see those massive peaks continue from him. Lucas tests the waters with a shot or 2 down Banana. And Luminosity, they are wondering now what is going on because Furia lost Able towards the apartments. And since then, it's all been very quiet. And there's only one man on the B-bomb side itself peeking coffins, which is Lucas. And he is going to have some company. In comes bolts from Speedway. Lucas really needs to get a kill or 2 before going down.
They still have the smoke. Here it comes towards coffins and spawn. Lucas taken away from the coffins for now. Needs to reload, reposition. Wait for his teammates to arrive. They still have the advantage for now, so no one has to panic. No one has to rush. Ooh, decent attempt at some damage through the smoke. Takes R down to 18. And here they come. With no utility. Henny still alive with 21 frags. He's on his way.
I think Lucas only has 8 bullets left in his gun.
Well, only 4 players to shoot. See if he can do it. 3 players coming from the construction position. I think he's got his knife out, actually, so you might be right. Trying to block the bomb diffuser, and now no more blocking is necessary. Bolts will defuse the bomb. Henny with 3 bullets remaining in his pistol, and there is round for Luminosity. That's a great start for them, 13-3.
Almost certainly going to force back in the second round. Furia, that is.
Yeah.
You kind of have to at this point. Take a gamble. You need a miracle. Final kill comes in, and he gets it. And there's the AK Deagles as well. A Galil. So not too bad. It's actually, if you get like a decent amount of kills on a bomb plant, this round isn't the worst approach. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Using the Molotovs to try to stop the CTs from taking too much control on Banana, and still likely try to push it as well. And it wouldn't be a bad call to just commit into B, but the bomb isn't there with them just yet. Bomb going through the crawl space. Holding middle. Indeed, well, they will just be B then, which is nothing wrong with that. With a buy like this, he can go through that smoke with the appropriate flashbangs. The boost could be complicated. It's not often enough that teams are focused on dealing with that player straight away.
Problem is now they have the 0 map control elsewhere, so they are pretty committed. They need to be going in the next 10 seconds or so. Smokes need to be deployed. They have no idea. Flanks are coming. They need to get the skates on. Here comes the commitment. Flashbang comes in. Incendiary's down as well. They're waiting for the barrage utility to finish, and HE is going to do a lot of work, though. They spot the boosted player, and they've actually got a pretty decent advantage here. Let's see if they can hold on to it. Nekis will get 1, and the bomb not yet planted, so a little bit of time for the rotations, but massive advantage for Furia.
Bolts holding onto his flashbang. Henny taking Able J out round the fountain. No more smoke. Flashbang goes high. Takes him off the angle for a second. But that's about it. There's one more flash for Furia. Molotov deployed. Now, maybe it's worth a pop flash play to this direction. Oh, Art doesn't have the angle, so he can't do it. He's just got to go for the dry peek. Perfect timing. Bolt's flashing himself, getting caught short. 2 flashes at the front of the site. And it's not really working out for Luminosity on this retake. The force fire looks good for Furia. Question of damage for Lucas doesn't quite work out for him either. And Furia stay in the game.
Certainly do, James. There's a big gamble. Purchasing up in the second round. One that's worked out for them. Managing to take down the all-important kill towards the boost position. That's where they really found their point of access. Round 18. And is this a force bind response? It absolutely is. Deagle CZs. Scout for Henny. After 17 rounds of play, he has 24 kills. He is an absolute tear right now as he heads towards quad, presumably to face towards underpass. Oh my god. See you later, mate.
Oh. It's another... His face is gone.
So good. It feels so good to do that.
It's gone. Well, there's the Eagles lying in the grass as well. Finny will make his way up innocently. Oh no. Oh no!
Oh!
That's the third headshot off the scout. Not another one, please. And indeed, he'll get shut down. But he's done. He's already done so much. They're closing in. They're closing in on Abel now from all sides.
Can't go too crazy though. Perfect timing. Easy trade. Henny with a stellar job there.
Pretty unbelievable, really.
That was absolutely ridiculous. The output.
That shot was nuts. And then he just keeps hitting them. Every single one. Bring him the headshots. No problem at all.
Spin the wheel, baby.
Yeah, he's
Spin
spinning
to
it
win.
today. Wow. Oh, no scouts anymore.
Why don't we see revolvers anymore?
Because they suck.
Oh.
There's your answer.
Pretty much all that has to be said, I think.
Didn't it get us some kind of slight? Well, I mean,
It was
still
made
the,
cheaper.
the
so you could buy it on
wind up
pistols.
is like some kind of. Do you know that game, The Ship, on Steam?
Yep.
It's like it should be in there.
You're right. I know
Right,
exactly
with
what
a
you mean.
blunderbuss and things like that.
Yeah, it got reduced in price and it's slightly better, but it's still awful. Like it's got no.
You only
price in it.
see revolvers in Overwatch cases, or people who are playing on their high.
Those are the only 2 times.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the servers, James. Anyway, let's get into the execution, and we'll be Vinny taking down to 5 HP. They have fully committed, but now how do they get out of this pit? It's a nice little execution, but they're nowhere near a bomb plant. They've done a little bit of damage, but they've kind of painted himself in. But Lucas offers himself up. Good damage from Henny, takes at least Yuri and Vinny down to a low HP. They still need to plant the bomb. Hunting on the bomb site, seeing if there's any sort of threat. Just a desperate plant at this point. They're not going to be winning this round, but at least they get something out of it. Smoke down, and the MAC-10. Oh, God, it has to reload. Oh, God. It really couldn't have been any worse for them. In case Arata's like, I'll save the P250 no armor, I guess. I suppose I'll do that. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad.
The man hears the footsteps, got good headphones, or maybe good ears. The diffuse is coming in, and he will indeed fall back with the P250 for some reason.
Yeah, that's why.
Wow.
$300.
Worth. I had to say,
Why is he saying the P250?
from the third-person camera, seeing Lucas run into the Molotov was very funny. I thought that was very amusing.
Smoke as well. Well, there we have it. 15-4. Pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point, I'm afraid. If this was the other way around, if they're on the CT side, I'd say there's a chance maybe they can really get stuck in. T side, not so much.
An exchange of grenades. Kesrato forced forward, catching players with grenades in their hands. Vinny taking a lot of damage, looking away from a flashbang. Will he be brave enough to peek Nickers? There's another flash. He eats it despite seeing it. And down he goes. Game point Luminosity. 2-man advantage now. Furia trying to do what they can, but Luminosity looking extremely strong at the moment. Henny around the arch position. There isn't a flash for him, I do not believe. The only guy with a flash is Neckers in B. Now, the off angle from Bolts is looking good. And there it is, 16-4 for Luminosity. A fast efficient game of Counter-Strike on Inferno from Luminosity.
Yeah, not much to talk about, I'm afraid. Furia just didn't turn up. Like I said, a non-starter for them, Dan. Didn't really seem like they got going at all. The AWP wasn't working out. They were getting wiped out very quickly on their CT side. Didn't present much in the second half. They managed to win the second round force by. That was about as exciting as it got.
I think an AWP was purchased at least like 7 or 8 times on the CT side, and there was 0 AWP frags. Well, I don't think it was even fired off once.
Well, Henny fired off, and
did.
then some. He looked absolutely unbelievable. That's the best performance I've seen from him ever, I think. Like, we know he's a good AWPer, but just individually, in every discipline of the game, including scouting, he was just owning people. And here are the scores on the doors. Remember, that's a 16-4 game. Henny's got 29 kills. That's insane.
That's
Like, that would be
mental,
enough for a
actually.
30-round game. That would be pretty good. But like 29 with 20 rounds played, that's
It's pretty good.
I'm speechless. That's too much. But it's one of those games where like it's a best of 3. It was a blowout. Can't read too much into it. We're just going to call it a day there.
Yeah.
Get ready for the next map and see what we can do. We had the same conversation with NIP the other day, and they came back and won. So we'll see if Furia can do the same thing. They are the more favored team. They've got to go back, have a team huddle, maybe some timeouts, and we'll see what they can do in the next map after this break.